Hello, happy Monday. Kara Rice here with Brain Connects Therapy. I wanted to talk about research today. I love good research studies on the work that we do and always being evidence-based with our work. So today we're talking about dyslexia and primitive reflexes. So there was a research study called Neurological Dysfunction as a Significant Factor in Children with Dyslexia. This was done by Sally Goddard Blythe. She's amazing, part of INPP, and she does reflex work, has been doing it for years. They took a sample of 54 children between the ages of 8 and 15 who were diagnosed with dyslexia and tested them with primitive reflexes and postural reflexes and visual motor skills and perceptual skills. So of those kids, 54 kids, 100% had the asymmetrical tonic neck reflex and tonic labyrinthine reflexes still retained. And both of those have effects on the vestibular system as well as connections to the control of eye movements. So pretty interesting, right? So they showed that other reflexes that were found to be really significant in this group were STNR, symmetrical tonic neck reflex, spinal galant, palmar reflex, plantar reflex of your foot, and the rooting reflexes. Postural reflexes in the kiddos were also underdeveloped, which makes sense because if your primitive reflexes are not developed, your postural reflexes will not fully develop either. 92% of these kids, so out of 54 kids, 92% of the sample had difficulties with ocular motor skills, so moving their eyes in certain directions. 74% had difficulty with tracking, 83% with hand-eye tracking, convergence problems, and binocular vision problems. So of course this is going to have an effect on your reading ability, right? So visual perceptual abilities, difficulties were also noticed. 98% of the kiddos had difficulty with visual motor integration coordination. So difficulty moving their eyes coordinated. And of course this happens when your primitive reflexes are not fully developed, especially the ones that they found. The 100% of kids had ATNR and TLR still retained, and those are very significantly related with vision. So then they showed that two other studies demonstrated that improvements in reading and eye movements were shown. So were shown in the study. So the results of the study suggest that the abnormal reflexes not only provide evidence of the dysfunction, but of difficulties with that vestibular ocular reflex, resulting in abnormal eye movements and visual perceptual problems, and then the problems with reading that we see with dyslexia. So if you're working, you have a kiddo with dyslexia, it's definitely imperative to be working on their reflexes because we're seeing that with different studies. This is just one study, but I'll pull up more because I do have other studies on dyslexia and reflexes being retained. But it just shows that they need to be retained in order for the visual system to fully function and in order for that child to be able to get those postural reflexes and then move up that developmental pyramid where they can start reading and doing academics nice and efficiently. So again, I'm just going to recap that out of 54 kiddos that had a dyslexia diagnosis between the ages of 8 and 15, had 100% retainment of a couple of the reflexes, the core reflexes that we work on that are related to the vestibular system and visual motor ocular system. So very important to be working on those systems and the reflexes when you have a kiddo with dyslexia. We have a program if you have any questions, or we can also refer you to other great programs out there if you're needing resources for your kiddo. Have a great day.